Welcome back to iRacing and the Terrible to Bearable series, where we follow my trek from the bottom rung of the iRacing depths to being a halfway decent racer on this series. So this is a race that I actually recorded back in March. It was my last race before I took a really long break. With my job, I just get into busy seasons, and it's just iRacing takes too much concentration for me to really even think about racing during that time. So I plan on getting back into it over the summer months, which I'm really excited to do because I've been missing it. But this was my last race. I never really got to voice over it for it, and I'm excited to see it again. I gave it a quick view before this, but a lot of this is kind of a surprise to me still. And right off the bat, this was a pretty clean start for rookie racing. This was the rookie stock series, not the official rookie races. I don't know the difference between those, but this is a season where they visit South Boston, all those other races like that. And this one was at Charlotte, and obviously Charlotte's pretty easy. I love racing there. Something interesting about this race, the way it started, you'll notice I was in dead last. Somehow, I don't know if it was this race series or what, but for some reason I missed qualifying or practice. I was just thrown into this race when I signed up for it, and I started last, and I was just like, oh, there goes my usual luck here, because late races coming in here, I just kept getting taken out, incidents all over the place, and a lot of them was just being wrong place, wrong time, and the chaos that is rookie stock racing. But this started off pretty well, and I actually kind of liked being in the back because it lets the chaos unfold ahead of me, and I can kind of try to avoid it. If I'm not going to get pole, I definitely want to be able to sit back a little bit. We've already passed a few cars. Again, we started 17th, and we're up to 13th. We got 14 on our inside. He keeps moving up and back, but he's racing pretty clean. He's just a little bit of a firecracker, so we're just going to keep our distance as much as I can. I'm letting off the gas. I'm staying in my own space. I'm giving plenty of room between my car and the car in front of me, because my goal for this, especially after all the accidents I had been in, I wasn't finishing races very well. I just wanted to get through this race clean. I wasn't running in here to win. I was going to run my own race. Stay away from everybody. As we have a wreck into the wall, and he saves it, it looks like. That could have been bad. There was definitely a few cars there that would have been pretty hectic. But he keeps it going straight, and we move up a few spots. Now up to 12th. Driving our Texas Pete hot sauce car. And we have a car going on to the... Ooh, he saves it though. He comes back onto the track, loss of speed. That's a dangerous thing there. Like, if a car goes on to the strip on the inside, I prefer them to stay down there until everyone passes rather than come right back into traffic. Like, get your speed back and don't end your race or someone else's race early. But he manages to pull it off, and we don't crash into anybody. Here comes the 14 again on the inside. He's running really aggressive, and that's a good race for him. I mean, it's working out so far, and we're going to stay clear of that, though. And then here we go, though, but it doesn't work out for the 14 there. The 10 comes down on him. That wasn't the 14's fault, but they get up into a little bit of a collision, and they go by. So we move up to, I believe, we might even be in 11th now, because it's going to reset once we hit the line. But we moved up 2 spots without too much of a worry there, because we kept our distance. And yeah, let's see what comes out through. Yeah, we're 11th. All right. So we've already moved up 6 spots, and I'm really just trying to hit my marks going around the track. If I'm cutting close to somebody, I'm letting off the gas a little bit. I don't want to be running on someone's bumper again. Looking to make my way through this without incident. Try to get the I rating and safety rating back up, and just keep on improving. And sometimes, as you can see in this race, like running your own race, just being safe. Ooh, we have someone going into the inside wall. Does he come up the track? No. He's awesome and stays low. and we all get by easily. Unfortunate for him, but we gain another spot, now up to the top 10. And again, I'm not racing aggressive. I'm literally just running my own race. I'm not even pushing too hard in the corners. I mean, most of the time I'm in the gas fully. I'm just trying to hit my marks and run easy, and it's working out. So sometimes the best strategy really is just to play it safe and like let everyone else take themselves out, kind of a thing, especially at this lower level. All right, so now we're working on the back of the number 11 car. I didn't see a sponsor, but it looks a pretty cool car, the black and the teal. Everyone seems to be racing relatively clean. I mean, I know obviously we passed a few cars that crashed into each other, but I mean, if you haven't seen rookie stock racing before, usually it is pure chaos. Usually there's, unless I'm thinking of the other official races, not this series. I don't know if there's a big difference in what you see in both those, but we have a lot of cars racing pretty tight to each other, and they're doing pretty well. Like, look all the way up there. We got 5 cars right bumper there. Lap. That's the midway point, and we're sitting top 10. Moved up 7 spots. This is when it's going to start getting tricky. The tires start to fall off in the second half of the race. Everyone's going to start getting a little bit more loose. I'm going to have to do a little bit more throttle play as well, instead of just going full in into the corners and so on. As you see, I let off the gas a little bit there. I'm rising up a little bit because, again, I'm just playing it safe. I don't want to... Sometimes when I try to hug the bottom too much, or I push it too hard, especially in the second half of the races, I'll accidentally spin myself. So I think I was avoiding that. Again, I'm voicing this over in July, and I raced this in June, so who knows what was going through my mind at that point. We're getting pretty close to the 2 car here, and it looks like I'm going to be making a move on the inside. Maybe I'm getting a taste of victory here as I'm moving up all of these spots. But he's racing clean. He lets us get by. We make our move, and we move up the track. Slide job, slide job. No, that wasn't even anything like that. But I just got, I mean, last week was the race with that crazy Larson and Kyle Busch finish, or Larson did the slide job move and didn't complete it, hit Busch into the wall, and Busch just boots him for the win. I mean, I'm not a Busch fan, but that was awesome racing. So if you don't like that, that's crazy. But that was a good race. Looking forward to Daytona this weekend. And we continue on. We're in 9th now, and we got 2 cars scrapping up ahead. They both wound up saving it in the bottom lane. It looks like they're dancing a little bit. Someone goes onto the grass. They're getting a little chippy now. We got a little cluster of five cars up there, 5 racing machines. Someone just got on the all call, but it didn't sound like he said anything. I'm racing up the track again out of the corners. Oh, we have an accident. I can't see anything. Blue car goes into the infield, and thank you so much to the car. I couldn't see who it was on the outside who just like hung it up there. He didn't let himself come back down onto the track. That was awesome, dude, because that could have been a very sad end to our day. But he did it. He did a great job making sure the collateral damage was minimal. We move up another 2 spots, and again, I mean, I am racing. I'm not like being super aggressive, but I'm running my own safe race, and I'm just moving up because I'm not taking unnecessary risks. So now up into the 7th place, 14 of 20 laps. I'm feeling pretty good. I know this is probably my last race of the season at this point for March. Again, I'm going to be getting back into it in the summer, and I'm starting to feel pretty good. But if you'll notice, I'm doing a lot more movement with my wheel, a lot more movement with the gas. I'm kind of going over the track a little bit. You'll start seeing in the turns, I get a little bit more loose because those tires are starting to fall off. And the nerves are starting to creep up because I haven't had a race without an incident in a while. And I have that on my mind. I know I haven't got caught up in anything. and it's starting to get to me a little bit. Sometimes that just creeps in your head and you're like trying to do things too perfect, and it causes more of an issue. So 5 laps to go. We're sitting 6th. Got a decent lead on 7th as well. And let's see if we can close in on 5th. Everyone, the front pack is pretty spread apart, except for our, looks like 5, 6. So 1 and 2 seem like they're pretty close together. They're battling it out. So maybe we can see if they'll slow each other down and we'll be able to catch up with this pack. But that's pretty much it. There's not too much to gain. At least if you're at the top part of the field, everyone pretty much knows what they're doing. This has kind of weaned out everybody that doesn't at this point. The top 5, at least you'd hope so. So it's pretty hard to make up ground, especially in the street stock, because everyone's pretty much, as you can see in my throttle, I'm pretty much 100% most of my way around the track. It's just about hitting your corners correctly and making sure you don't do something dumb. But it looks like the leaders are 1-2 or 2 wide, going back and forth. So I almost wish I could see more of that race if we were a little closer, because it looks like a decent fight. I know most of my other iRacing videos, I don't know what he was doing on the lap down. Maybe he's just going to the pits to end his day. We're pretty much at the end of the race. 18 of 20. Looks like it's going to be 2 laps to go. Coming across the line here. We're in 6th place. I forgot what I was going to say before that. But 2 laps to go. Tires are getting real squirrely now. You can see my wheel trying to move around a little bit. It looks like I've got some smoke up there, and oh! Our leaders, maybe it was the 2 that were going too wide, they just took each other absolutely out. We had a sorry up top. That's okay, man. I hope the other one accepts it. But, dang, that's a disappointing time. To be up 1-2, and then you end up flipping in the air. But it looks like they were having a good battle. Looked like a lot of fun, so hopefully it was mutual acceptance there. But, again, we move up 2 spots running our own race. And I know from our perspective, if you're watching this, it might be a little bit boring. We're not around anybody. We're just kind of watching the action unfold, and I'm playing it a little safe. But it's working. I went from 17th to 4th, literally just playing it safe, running my own race, and not doing anything dumb or unnecessary. I mean, sometimes it's called for. I mean, I made a move on the inside earlier, and it paid off. That could have went bad when I was playing my own race. So. But that's just something to think about when you're, especially when you're rookies. 4th place, awesome. I really needed that. I mean, how many top 5s do I have? 17 official races. I only have 5 top 5s now. So that's my 5th top 5. Felt really good for that to happen. And I was just really impressed with how that race unfolded, especially with all the bad luck that I had coming into that. Let's see what the previous race I had. I finished 11th, and I had 13 incidents. And that was at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So, it's just, sometimes it's your race, sometimes it's not. And sometimes you have to also play a role. And I think my on this one was a pretty good role to play. So, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. I didn't edit it down like most of my other iRacing videos, where I do a lot more editing and skip through stuff. I thought this was a good video to show you all. And hopefully, I mean, I'm just a rookie myself. I don't know how much I can help other people, but maybe you saw something you like there. Sometimes just play it safe. Don't do dumb shit, and you'll make it through the race.